Hey everybody, this is Just Watch. I am Mike. Thank you for stopping by today to check out our content. If you like our content, please remember to hit the bell notifications and subscribe and all that stuff. You guys know what to do. So today we're going to take a look at the newest of the Alpinist series from Seiko. This is the new Prospex series of watch from Seiko. Some really cool stuff going on here, and a lot of people don't know, going back in Seiko's history, that the Alpinist series was Seiko's first sport/tool watch. So kind of some cool bit of horological history with this. So this newest version replaces the SARB series that we all know and love. They increased the case size a little bit and gave us a new 6R35 movement. Let's dig in. First off, let's start with the 6R35 movement. Some really cool stuff there. It shares the same 3 Hertz or 21,600 vibrations per hour heartbeat as the 6R15. Big difference is that they increased the power reserve to 70 hours, which is a really nice feature. You can actually see the new 6R35 movement through the clear case back here. Actually looks very similar to the 6R15, if you guys remember the 6R15 series. So there is your 6R35 movement. Case on this watch, dimensions, we have a 39.5 millimeter diameter. That's from the 9 to the 3, excluding the crown. We have 48 millimeters from tip to tip, 20 millimeter lug width, and just over 13 millimeter depth. You can see Seiko's classic, I can talk. You can see Seiko's classic case profile here, as well as the 2 crowns. Both are unsigned at the 3 and the 4. The 3 o'clock crown is protected by crown guards. It is a screw down crown, and it is your operating for time, date, hand winding, hack, all that stuff. It is a very positive feeling. I'm just unscrewing that now. We'll pop that out to there. You can see that hack movement, and we can set our time. Time is set in a clockwise direction. Very smooth and precise as far as setting the time goes. Setting the date is at first position in a counterclockwise position, and then all the way in gives us the hand wind aspect, which is very smooth and buttery. Very nice feel for setting that, and then screwing the crown back down in, very positive feel, no issues there at all. As far as the case goes, we also have a pretty sturdy looking bezel here. It is a conical bezel, just a little bit of sapphire glass stepping up on that edge. You can also see that sapphire crystal with the kind of controversial Cyclops there, magnifier over the date. The dial here is a matte black, Seiko signed at the 12 o'clock, the Prospex logo at 6 o'clock that we're seeing everywhere these days from Seiko sport watches. We do have a nice Alpinist in script with the red 20 bar depth rating, and then we have made in Japan and all that nomenclature down on either side of the 6 o'clock hour marker. We have the shark's tooth index markers going all the way around, a little bit bigger at the 12 o'clock, except of course for the date, where we have the date window at 3 o'clock. The signature Alpinist internal compass bezel here, which is operated, as I mentioned, by this crown at about 4 o'clock. Very easy to use, very smooth. Still not sure how that works, and personally I prefer to just pull out my phone to find out which direction I need to go. But there you have it. And as I said, kind of your classic Seiko case profile with those down sweeping lugs, and not too bad overall. Has kind of a nice heft to the watch, not too heavy. The bracelet on this watch is an oyster style bracelet. It's very similar to what we've seen in the Seiko SARB series for quite a while now. Just a little bit of taper, machine clasp inner pieces, and that twin trigger deployment Seiko stamped clasp for with very little adjustment, actually, only 2 positions adjustment. This is something that, going back to all of my SARB and Seri series reviews that I've had issue with Seiko, in that I would like to see something a little bit more substantial and with more room for adjustment. It can make it hard for some people to get a correct adjustment. It is the bracelet's pretty well made otherwise. Chamfered edges, you know, nothing's going to catch you, or nice scalloping underneath to get some circulation. It is a push pin and collar style size adjustment there, so pretty easy to adjust the size on the watch overall. Really no issues with the fit and finish, other than that kind of a smaller clasp. That's really my only minor complaint about the watch. Fit and finish on the watch is typical Seiko. You can see pretty nicely matched between the bracelet and the lugs, and your typical Seiko polishing with a combination of brushed and high polish that we have come to know and love from Seiko. You can see a really nice polish on the bezel there. So pretty good stuff from Seiko all around. Let's give you a look at the watch on the wrist now. First off, too, we'll give you a wrist check. I am wearing the Rolex 114270 Explorer today. This is the classic 36mm size that I'm showing you on my 170mm wrist. Give you a look at the two of these side by side, too, just so you kind of have an idea of the size difference. This one definitely feels like it has a lot more heft than the Explorer does. There is your 36mm Explorer and the 39.5mm Seiko Alpinist. Now the Alpinist on the wrist, it does wear very comfortably. I've actually tried it on already. Very typical feel and size. You can see that down toward lugs, how they kind of create a little bit of opening, get some circulation of air underneath. I think it'll be a very comfortable watch to wear throughout. So no real issues there. 13mm thickness isn't terribly bothersome to me. And I like that dial size and actually the overall size of the case. Kind of that 39 to 40mm is kind of a sweet spot for most men as far as their wrist size go, unless they really like a much smaller or much bigger wristwatch. So that's it for this episode, everybody. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Like I said, I'll be back with a longer term review on this one. You know, maybe try it on a strap and also kind of give you guys an idea of how well it's keeping time with this new 6R35 movement. Everybody, thank you for stopping by to check us out today. We'll be back with another episode soon.